guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for One Piece episode 805, and this is one of those episodes, I guess, that was just okay. Like, the majority of it was action, but I guess there were a few, like, technical things in order to take out of this episode. The first thing is, in this episode, we basically see Luffy using his stomach over actual fighting, like his ability, his stomach over his fist to defeat the Biscuit Soldiers, like he was actually eating the Biscuit Soldiers. And the thing about Luffy eating the Biscuit Soldiers is, I remember when this whole scenario first popped up in the manga, there were a few people who either didn't know what to think about it, or they just were just plain outraged. And to me, I was a lot more open-minded than either side, because when I saw this for the first time in the manga, I busted a gut laughing, because honestly, whether or not it makes sense in context of the fight, it doesn't really matter, because it still fits into who Luffy is as a character. He's a glutton by nature, and he loves when Luffy isn't fighting, he's eating. He's eating and being a fool out of himself. So, like, we know this about Luffy, so in a sense, it makes sense. It really fits with who Luffy is as a character. And when you think about the location of Totowan in general, it's basically a giant-sized version of Candyland. So in this case, Luffy's stomach is in many respects his greatest weapon in this whole arc. But so yeah, when you take all that into account in terms of Luffy facing off these Biscuit Soldiers by actually eating them, it makes sense. It really freaking makes sense. And another thing is, besides that, Luffy, he isn't alone. He's alone fighting Cracker and these Biscuit Soldiers. It's actually, and we still have Nami in the background helping him. So this is one of those times where it isn't just Luffy fighting; it is Nami too. So it's actually two of the main characters who are fighting the antagonist in this case. So it isn't just him alone fighting. It's actually two people who are fighting one of Big Mom's people. One of Big Mom's people, and you really got to think about it that in that context alone of two people who are fighting one of Big Mom's underlings, it really just goes to show that it really is one of the things where Big Mom is nothing to scoff at if it takes more than a single person in order to defeat one of Big Mom's underlings. So yeah, it all works in that sense, honestly. Now, compared to the manga, there were a few things added to this part of the fight, but the main one being that Luffy was soaking the Biscuit Soldiers in fruit juice river to make them easier to eat, which was, I guess, a nice little touch in the case of adding an alternative to defeating the Biscuit Soldiers, aside from just using Nami's climb attack, because I don't know if she can spam all those rain clouds. Like, I want to assume that Nami does have a limit to how many rain clouds she can actually summon, but yeah, in that sense it does add a little bit more of an alternative, other than Nami just spam summoning rain clouds, because I don't think, I want to assume that Nami does actually have a limit to how many rain clouds she can actually summon. So in that sense it's good, but I guess if you do look at it further, you do see that it is one of Toei's ways of stretching things out too. Like, I guess we could argue a scene like that, it wouldn't even be needed if they didn't stretch things out. But since they were, or we have to take what we can get as many strides as possible. I mean, it's like I said before in my last review, it's one of those things where I do wish that Toei would take like would learn from what they did before, and take a couple weeks off from One Piece, or from just take a couple weeks off from One Piece and give more time for the manga to have a bit more of a space between the anime and the manga. But I guess One Piece is just too damn popular in Japan for them to just give up on, for them to just take a single breakout drop of a hat, I guess. But I mean, it is a shame, but whatever, it is what it is. And but yeah, one other thing I do like about this episode, because I actually I forget if this was ever in the manga or not, but I do like how the anime painted from what I assume, a bit more of a clearer picture of Cracker's limits his devil fruit power, because as we can see in this episode of Cracker, with Cracker using his powers again and again and again for an extended period of time, he does begin to get tired. So when the final punch is landed, it will make a little more sense, because I do remember, I think I do remember that with Cracker in this, in the fight with Cracker, I don't think it ever really showed Cracker completely. I don't think it ever really showed Cracker having any sort of showing any sort of weakness in his final moment, in his showing any weakness from actually using his power. But here it does show Cracker, he is slowly weakening. So I think when that final punch is landed in the next episode, it will make a slight bit more. It will make it. It is adding, I guess, a touch more validity to it. I'm not saying it's gonna completely fix everything, but that is one thing I think this episode did do, I guess, is that it did a touch more validity to certain things about the Cracker versus Luffy fight that I think is gonna make it slightly better. It in the context of the pacing, it is gonna be in the context of the pacing, it is gonna be slow as fuck. I'm not even gonna deny that, but it is at least adding context to. I think we are getting a little more context of the fight, so I can't really argue on that one, to be honest with you. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have for this review. Pretty short one. Like I said, it was mainly a fighting episode, so I won't. You kind of gotta take what you can get out of this fight. Like I said, the fight is finally coming to an end next episode, so we can all kind of breathe easy there. But yeah, I think that this is one of those episodes that was okay for what it was. It definitely had some little touches here and there that were good. But yeah, that's my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, or follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Might Have Been Me. Signing off. Later, guys.